Hello, my lovely friends. It's Margaret. Welcome back to my channel. Hello, my lovely friends. Okay, try again. Hello, my lovely friends. It's Margaret. Welcome back to my channel. It is that time of year again. It is time. Sorry. Hi, I am here to tell you everything that you need to know about the 2022 reading Why is everyone texting? Oh. I'll be right back. I've been training for this my entire life. Welcome, my friends, to the official announcement video for the Eras Readathon. So I really don't think this needs much explanation. If the CDs in the back weren't enough for you, I am a huge Taylor Swift fan, have been since 2009, I believe. Thanks, Fearless. I am here to give you guys everything that you need to know for this new Taylor Swift themed readathon that I am doing, inspired by her Eras tour. There is a lot that we are going to be going over in this video, so like sit down, get a drink, settle in, because this woman has done a lot, and me being me, I decided that I also wanted to do a lot. The Eras Readathon is a Taylor Swift themed readathon focused on all of the different eras in her career. It is going to be running from December 13th through the 26th. And the way that this readathon is going to work, because if you hadn't noticed, she's written a lot of songs, and I am not going to make y'all read a book for every song she's written, because that's just not possible in 13 days. So instead, what we're going to be doing is building our ideal set list for the Eras tour. Because we are only doing this readathon for 13 days, each book that you use to fulfill one prompt can also be used for an additional prompt. But you will see that there is a certain benefit if you reach a to-be determined, a to-be released number for those that are fearless enough to take on that challenge. One other thing, because it is a little fun to have some friendly competition, we are going to be compiling an ultimate Eras Readathon playlist based on the prompts that y'all are able to finish. So when you finish a book and complete a prompt or two, there will be a Google form for you to be able to submit. When you finish, you will be submitting however needs to be submitted, and that will count towards the number of people who have read books for that song. When all is said and done, I will put together a YouTube playlist with the song from each album that has the most completes. Like I said, there are a couple of extra challenges that might give your favorite song a little bit of a leg up, although there's only limited opportunities, so use them wisely. So a few other things that before we get into the prompts, there is going to be, I'm starting a Discord for my channel so that it's easy for people to find things with everything that's going on with social media. Like, I'm going to do a Discord so that if you are a fan of my channel, you have somewhere that you know you can go that will have all of the announcements, you'll be able to see when stuff goes up, etc., etc., etc. And there is going to be a channel on there that is going to have, or a thread, or whatever you call it on Discord, that will be specifically for the Eras Readathon. So if you want to go there, you'll be able to do like TBR stuff, ask for recommendations, all of that stuff. The other thing is, social media is a mess right now. The algorithms suck. Twitter is suppressing tweets from people that don't pay, so I would just really appreciate like anyone who can help get the word out. This is not just a booktube thing. You can do this if you do Bookstagram, if you do blogging, any of that stuff. I want to know about it. I want to see it. Just like link me to all of your social medias. You know where to find me. I am the word nerd everywhere. I appreciate like any help that I can get from people to spread the word for this readathon, because I think there are a lot of people out here that would enjoy doing this and will have fun doing it, and I would love to have them be able to participate in this first round, because this is the last time. I'm telling you this. This is the last time we are going to do this readathon this way. And then the final thing that I do want to say before we get into the prompts is thank you to my friends Brianna and Cal. They are the ones that helped me come up with the idea to have a competitive element. They've also helped me come up with several of these prompts because I was stumped. So thank you very much to them for helping me to do this readathon, and thank you to everyone who has joined the Twitter account and or followed the Twitter account and is excited about it, because y'all are the reason that this video is getting made. So just thank you so much. And now let's get into the prompts. Random disclaimer, because I know things get contentious in the Swiftie world sometimes, but I have come up with these prompts based off of my understanding of each song, things that stand out to them about me, things that I remember from music videos, all of that stuff. It is by no means a comprehensive list of Taylor's songs. I understand not everyone is going to agree with me for the way that I've interpreted some of these prompts or the things that I've chosen for some of these prompts. Basically, if you are gonna come here and you want to flame me for not getting your favorite theory about a song correct, you can, like, this isn't the channel for you. You are free to enjoy her music however you like. I just ask that you leave me to enjoy it the way that I enjoy it. Thank you. We're gonna start out with, there are 3 kind of add-on challenges that give you an extra boost. So whichever book you use to fulfill this challenge, and it can be any of the books you choose, you do not have to have a separate book. We have Taylor's version, and that is to read a book written by a Sagittarius. There is 13. That challenge is to read 13 books in the 13 days. If you can do this, you're amazing. And then the third one is I Lie, and that is to read a book that is out of print. So I'm gonna go ahead and read through all of these. If you are not interested and you just wanna go down and find the graphics or whatever, feel free. You don't have to stick around for the rest of the video, but I'm gonna read through them anyways, just in case there are things that I think need clarified. Starting with her self-titled album, the first prompt is Tim McGraw, read an author's debut. Picture to Burn is the second prompt, and that is to read a book with LGBT rep. The old Swifties know why I did that. Teardrops on My Guitar, read a book that will make you cry. Number 4 is A Place in This World, read a book you know nothing about. Number 5 is Cold as You, read a book with rain on the cover. Number 6 is The Outside, read a book with an outcast. Number 7 is Tied Together with a Smile, read from an underrated author that you love. Number 8 is Stay Beautiful, read a beautiful book. You are free to interpret that however you like. Beautiful writing, beautiful cover. A lot of these are however you want to interpret the prompt, by the way. If you're like, hey, does this work? And it's not something that's completely out of left field, yeah, it probably works. Number 9 is Should Have Said No, read a book with a breakup. Number 10 is Mary's Song, Oh My My My, read a nostalgic book. Number 11 is Our Song, read a YA romance. Number 12 is I'm Only Me When I'm With You, read a book with the found family trope. Number 13 is Invisible, read a book that has been ignored by the bigger channels. This is another one to get in like an underrated fave in, if you would like. Number 14 is A Perfectly Good Heart, read a book with a heart on the cover. Number 15 is Teardrops on My Guitar, pop version, read a sad book with a deceiving cover. Moving on to Fearless. Prompts are Fearless, read a book that scares / intimidates you. So a book you have to be brave to read. Number 2 is 15, read a novel with high school drama. Number 3 is Love Story, read a small town romance. Number 4 is Hey Stephen, read a book with a name in the title. Number 5 is White Horse, read a book about the other woman. Number 6 is You Belong With Me, read a cover by. Number 7 is Breathe, read a favorite author that has not published a book in 2022. Number 9 is You're Not Sorry, read a book / author you enjoy unapologetically. Number 10 is The Way I Loved You, read a book with scream, fight, or kiss in the title. For that one, you can also use like versions of that word, so fighter, kissing. Number 11 is Forever and Always, read a book with a broken promise. Number 12 is The Best Day, read a book with a close mother-daughter relationship. Number 13 is Change, read a hopeful book. Number 14 is Jump Then Fall, read a book with a starry sky on the cover. Number 15 is Untouchable, read a retelling of an older story. Number 16 is Forever and Always piano version, read a book with a main character who fails to keep a promise. Number 17 is Come In With the Rain, read a book with a second chance romance. Number 18 is Superstar, read a book about a celebrity relationship. And number 19 is The Other Side of the Door, read a book where the main characters are separated. And moving on to her third studio album, Speak Now. Prompts are number 1, Mind, read a book with photographs on the cover. Number 2, Sparks Fly, read a book about the start of a romance. Number 3, Back to December, read a book set in December. Number 4, Speak Now, read a book you want everyone to know about. Number 5, Dear John, read a book with a toxic relationship. Number 6, Mean, read a book that has been banned. Number 7, The Story of Us, read a book based on a real-life person/event. Number 8, never grow up. Read a book that follows the protagonist growing up. Number 9 is Enchanted. Read a fairy tale retelling. Number 10 is Better Than Revenge. Read a book with a main character that's planning revenge. Number 11 is Innocent. Read a book with a character making amends. Number 12 is Haunted. Read a book with a haunting cover. Number 13 is Last Kiss. Read a book where a relationship ends. Number 14 is Long Live. Read a book about a group of friends. All right, moving on to Red, which has 22 songs. Prompt number 1 is State of Grace. Read a book written by an author that shares your sun sign. Number 2 is Red. Read a red, blue, or gray book. Number 3 is Treacherous. Read a villain or romance. Number 4 is I Knew You Were Trouble. Read a book that you couldn't resist. Number 5 is All Too Well. Read the original version of a story. Number 6 is 22. Read a 2022 release. Number 7 is I Almost Do. Read a book that has been on several TBRs. Number 8 is We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. Read a book that starts after a breakup. Number 9 is Stay, Stay, Stay. Read a book with a steady relationship. Number 10 is The Last Time. Give a book a last chance. Number 11 is Holy Ground. Read a book that uses religious symbolism. Number 12 is Sad, Beautiful, Tragic. Read a book with a doomed relationship. Number 13 is The Lucky One. Read a book by a marginalized author that is updates only. Number 14 is Everything Has Changed. Read a book with a meet cute. Number 15 is Starlight. Read a book set in the past. Number 16 is Begin Again. Read the first book in a series. Number 17 is The Moment I Knew. Finish a book you know you won't enjoy. Number 18 is Come Back, Be Here. Continue a series that had a long gap between books. I am calling out myself as much as I'm calling out anyone else who feels called out by that prompt. Number 19 is Girl at Home. Read a book with a main character that gets underestimated. Number 20 is Treacherous, the original demo. Read a book where the hero becomes the villain. Number 21 is Red, the original demo. Read a book with a cover that is only one color. Number 22 is State of Grace, the acoustic version, aka my favorite version. Read a book released during the season of your rising or moon sign. Moving on to 1989, prompt number 1 is Welcome to New York. Read a book with a character that moves to a big city. Number 2 is Blank Space. Read a book with a misleading cover. Number 3 is Style. Read a book with a lightning on the cover. Number 4 is Out of the Woods. Read a book with a forest on the cover. Number 5 is All You Had to Do Was Stay. Read a book from an author that has betrayed you. Number 6 is Shake It Off. Read someone's least favorite book that you think you will like. Number 7 is I Wish You Would. Read an author/series you wish had another book. Number 8 is Bad Blood. Read a book with bitter rivals. Number 9 is Wildest Dreams. Read a fantasy romance. Number 10 is How You Get the Girl. Read a book with a romantic scheme. Number 11 is This Love. Read a romance. Number 12 is I Know Places. Read a book you think few people know about. Number 13 is Clean. Read a book with water on the cover. Moving on to Reputation. Number 1 is Ready for It. Read a book with a high-stakes competition. Number 2 is Endgame. Read a book with high society drama. Number 3 is I Did Something Bad. Read a book about an anti-hero. Number 4 is Don't Blame Me. Read a book you probably shouldn't have bought. Number 5 is Delicate. Read a book with a new relationship. Number 6 is Look What You Made Me Do. Read a book that the internet made you buy. Number 7 is So It Goes. Read a book that gets left out of recommendation lists. Number 8 is Gorgeous. Read a book with a gorgeous cover. Number 9 is Getaway Novel. Nope. Number 9 is Getaway Car. Read a heist novel. Number 10 is King of My Heart. Read a book you've waited a long time for. Number 11 is Dancing with Our Hands Tied. Read a book with dancers on the cover. Number 12 is Dress. Read a steamy book. Number 13 is This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. Read a book ruined by its fandom. Number 14 is Call It What You Want. Read a book with multiple titles. Number 15 is New Year's Day. Read a book that takes place on a holiday. Moving on to Lover. Number 1 is I Forgot That You Existed, which could only be Read a book you forgot you owned. Number 2 is Cruel Summer. Read a book with the enemies to lovers trope. Number 3 is Lover. read a book with Christmas/fairy lights on the cover. Number 4 is The Man, read a book that confronts gender norms. Number 5 is The Archer, read a book with an arrow on the cover. Number 6 is I Think He Knows, read a book that makes your heart skip a beat. Number 7 is Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, read a book with small town drama. Number 8 is Paper Rings, read a book with rings on the cover. Number 9 is Cornelia Street, read a book with a street sign on the cover. Number 10 is Death by a Thousand Cuts, read a book you know will hurt. Number 11 is London Boy, read a book set in London. Number 12 is Soon You'll Get Better, read a book with a hospital setting. Number 13 is False Gods, read a smutty book. Number 14 is You Need to Calm Down, read a book the internet will not shut up about. Number 15 is Afterglow, read a book with a character trying to fix something. Number 16 is Me, read a book written by 2 authors. Number 17 is It's Nice to Have a Friend, Buddy read a book. And number 18 is Daylight, read a book with gold/golden in the title. Moving on to Folklore, number 1 is the one, read a book that you want to be 5 stars. Number 2 is Cardigan, read a book you didn't know came out. Number 3 is The Last Great American Dynasty, read a book about an infamous house. Number 4 is Exile, read a book written by an author using a pen name. Number 5 is My Tears Ricochet, read a book with a character haunted by their misdeeds. Number 6 is Mirrorball, read a book with a reflective cover. Number 7 is 7, read a book with 7 in the title. Number 8 is August, read a book from the point of view of a traditionally villainized character. Number 9 is This Is Me Trying, give a DNF a second chance. Number 10 is Illicit Affairs, read a book with an affair. Number 11 is Invisible String, read a book that features destiny. Number 12 is Mad Woman, read a book with a misunderstood woman. Number 13 is Epiphany, read a book that starts with a death. Number 14 is Betty, read a book with a bisexual main character. Number 15 is Peace, read a coming-of-age novel. And number 16 is Hoax, read a book with a one-sided relationship. Moving on to what is apparently Taylor's least favorite album, Evermore. The first prompt is Willow, read a book with a tree by water on the cover. Number 2 is Champagne Problems, read a book with a disillusioned main character. Number 3 is Gold Rush, read a book with sirens, like the mermaid kind, not the ambulance kind. Number 4 is 'Tis the Damn Season, read a book with a character returning to their hometown. Number 5 is Tolerate It, read a book that should have gotten more hype. Number 6 is No Body, No Crime, read a murder mystery. Number 7 is Happiness, read a book with a character trying to move on. Number 8 is Dorothea, give an author a second chance. Number 9 is Coney Island, read a book set in New York City. Number 10 is Ivy, read a gothic mystery. Number 11 is Cowboy Like Me, read a book with a con artist. Number 12 is Long Story Short, read a book with 400 plus pages. Number 13 is Marjorie, read a book set in your grandparents' time. Number 14 is Closure, read a book with a letter on the cover, like you write a letter, not like a letter that you write with. Number 15 is Evermore, read a book with a character healing. Number 16 is Right Where You Left Me, read a book you forgot you were reading. Again, calling myself out first. Number 17 is It's Time to Go, finish a series you don't want to end. And then moving on to her most recent release, Midnights. We start out with Lavender Haze, read a highly anticipated release. Number 2 is Maroon, read an adult novel by an author who originally started in Kidlit. Number 3 is Anti-Hero, read a book about someone getting their shit together. Number 4 is Snow on the Beach, read a book with a cover that shouldn't work, but does. Number 5 is You're on Your Own Kid, read a book about someone at the start of their career. Number 9 is Midnight Rain, read a book you're trying not to think about. Number 7 is Question, read a book with a question in the title. Number 8 is Vigilante Shit, read a book about a character taking justice into their own hands. Number 9 is Bejeweled, read a book with jewels on the cover. Number 10 is Labyrinth, read a book about a new love. Number 11 is Karma, read a book that looks relaxing. Number 12 is Sweet Nothing, read a book with a soft romance. And number 13 is Mastermind, read a book with a Machiavellian character. We are almost done, but our girl did do some exclusive songs for Target, so we gotta cover those. As I mentioned, you can choose one from each album. Just remember that you're trying to complete as many prompts as possible. Number 1 is Ours, read a book with a long distance relationship. Number 2 is If This Was a Movie, read a book that should be made into a movie. Number 3 is Superman, read a comic/graphic novel. Number 4 is Back to December, the acoustic version, read a book with snow on the cover. 5 is Haunted, the acoustic version, read a book with a black and white cover. Number 6 is Mine, the pop version, read a book with a pop art cover. Then moving on to the songs from 1989, number 7 is Wonderland, read a fantasy. Number 8 is You Are in Love, read a book with the friends to lovers trope. Number 9 is New Romantics, read a book that was published between 1981 and 1997. I feel like that's possibly a little late. I'm gonna double check that. Then we have the single Target exclusive for Folklore, The Lakes, read a book that lets you escape. And then we have the Target exclusives for Midnights, which is number 11, Hits Different, read a book that has caused fandom controversy. Number 12, You're on Your Own Kid, the Strings remix, read the book that blew up an author's career. And number 13, Sweet Nothing, the piano remix, read a sequel with an established couple. If you're wondering what happened to my red cover CD thing, this video happened. Moving on to the From the Vault tracks, which, holy cow, she released so many more Vault tracks than I thought she had. We have number 1, Today Was a Fairy Tale, read a modern fairy tale. Number 2, You All Over Me, read a book narrated from the future. Number 3, Mr. Perfectly Fine, read a book with a character getting revenge on their ex. Number 4, We Were Happy, read a book with childhood sweethearts. Number 5, That's When, read a book with forgiveness as a theme. Number 6, Don't You, read a book with exes that have to work together. And wrapping up the Fearless Vault tracks, we have number 7, Bye Bye Baby, read a book with bye/goodbye in the title. This does not have to be bye, goodbye, like English. This can be another language equivalent. Then moving on to the Red Vault tracks, we have number 10, Nothing New, read from an author's backlist. Number 11, Babe, read a collab between 2 big-name authors. Number 12, Message in a Bottle, read a book with secret messages. Number 13, I Bet You Think About Me, read a book you can't stop thinking about. Number 14, Forever Winter, read a book that is always there for you. Number 15, Run, read a book with characters running from the law. Number 16, The Very First Night, read a book with dual timelines. And number 17, All Too Well, the 10-minute version, read a sequel that is longer than the first book. You would think that would be an easy, like a guaranteed thing, but like, Holly Black is right there. And then the final add-ons. Yes, we are almost done. The 3 a.m. version songs from Midnights. Number 1, we have The Great War, read a book about a battle couple. Number 2, Bigger Than the Whole Sky, read a book exploring grief. Number 3, Paris, read a book with characters that are cut off from the main world. You can decide whether that's voluntary or involuntary. Number 4, High Infidelity, read a book with a character acting out of regret. Number 5, Glitch, read a science fiction novel. Number 6, Would've, Could've, Should've, read a book about a character overcoming past trauma. And then number 7, Dear Reader, read a book with an older mentor. And that's it. That is every prompt for the Eras Readathon. It's 193 prompts. This readathon is on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Eras Readathon. Twitter for the moment is going to be the main place for news. I'm going to try and keep up with the Tumblr and the Instagram, but they're not my priorities. However, they are there in case Twitter becomes unusable or goes down or any of that stuff. So I'll try and keep it so any information you need, you have a place that you can get it. That is literally all she wrote that we know about. I am sure she's written more songs. I am always down to talk about Taylor Swift in the comments of this video, so I would love to know your favorite song, favorite album, any thoughts you have, all that. Leave it down in the comments. If you are not feeling chatty but you still want to let me know that you watched to the end of the video, leave me a clock emoji for Midnights. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see me talk about Taylor Swift some more, I did do the Evermore tag by Starshine Bright over at Twitter. Go check that out and then go do her tag. That is it for now, my friends. Happy listening, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!